Once a giant, always a giant. For me, it's only a giant.
So check it out. The D6 Squad has merch now. We got hoodies, tees, mugs, whatever you need. Check it out. Link in the description. What's going on YouTube? Diggy546. Now, I just dropped a film session on Kyle Pitts. This might be the same day. This might be the next day. But this one is going to be Kadarius Toney, Kyle Pitts, his partner in crime in that receiving core. Kadarius Toney is really interesting because he's someone who's really shifty. I think he can play outside. He played a lot of slot, though, in college. But I think he can play outside or the slot. Someone that I think he reminds me of is Sterling Shepard. He's probably more explosive than Sterling Shepard. But he's someone that can really run every single route. And he's that threat to go down the field, too. So these are some Senior Bowl drills I'll have in here. I'll have some game tape in here. But I think the Senior Bowl really shows off what he is as a receiver. I mean, some Senior Bowls thing I didn't really put too much stock in, but the Senior Bowl pretty much reaffirms what I already saw on tape in college. So right here, I'm really paying attention to the release, and he does a really great job of sometimes hitting like a Euro step, and it usually gets open. This particular play, he doesn't end up catching it, but we're just paying attention to the release here and just all of the tools that he has in his bag at the line of scrimmage. Now, this corner here, he wants to get physical with him, but he's so shifty that if you try to get physical with him, you'll probably miss the press, and he'll probably go past you. So, first off, look at Kadarius Toney's knees. Look at his legs, and look at how low he is to the ground right now, and how he's going to explode back inside. And this is when it becomes physical. And he never really regained his balance to be able to separate. By the time he does, the corner's back in the way. He had a chance to make a play on this ball, but I wouldn't say that these plays are, his bread and butter, going up and getting the ball like this. But it just shows you, the bag that he has at the line of scrimmage. But the corner does a good job here. So this is an NFL play. This is a route that he's going to be asked to run a lot. If he does play on the outside, this is a route that you have to be able to run as a starting NFL receiver. And he runs it beautifully. It's going to be a comeback route, and he's going to create separation, be able to catch the ball, turn on his inside shoulder, and create some yards after the catch. So as you see, playing off of Toney isn't really a good idea because he's so shifty in the short area that it's impossible to kind of catch up with him. I think the best way to deal with him is probably pressing him. And even then, you might miss the jam. So as he sells this, his eyes are upfield. His eyes are upfield, and he doesn't turn around until he turns around in his route. He doesn't give any sense of I might be turning around until he turns. And when you're a receiver and when you're in this in this stance right here, and it looks the same for every route, and you could be turning inside. You could be turning backwards. You could be running a stutter and go. And it looks the same every time, which it does with Kadarius Toney right here. It looks exactly the same. You don't know where he's going. He could be breaking out and back, or it could be a stutter and go. And, this is what happens. The corner doesn't know what to do. And he's going to turn around so quick and be there for the football, catch it with his hands, and be able to catch it, turn inside, and get some yards. So on this play, the ball is going to kind of get away from him. But again, more of what I like to see from a receiver at the line of scrimmage. He's going to come off the line here and get into his route. He kind of skips forward. I don't know why it's doing that. But he gets into his route, and he carries him up the field, cuts inside. And as you see, the corner has a hand on his jersey. He's holding him. He's holding him right around here. He's holding his pad. You can see he got a handful of pad right here. And he's just going to take that extra cut and separate. And at that point, the ball is a little bit too far. And right here, you're going to see Toney run a fade route. He's just going to give a move inside and then just accelerate, get that outside leverage, stack, and then just, fall under the football. The ball just goes right to him. The corner does a horrible job of tracking the ball. But at this point, Toney has a step, and he just, easy red zone catch. Easy. So here, Kadarius Toney is going to make a big play, and I wanted to switch over to the game film to show you that he really is someone who can, every once in a while, he's not a guy that's going to be running, 9 routes, go routes every single play, but he's someone that can beat you over the top if you fall asleep. So they're going to have, pretty much one guy on him, and he's just going to, and the thing is, what gets him open isn't necessarily the speed, which he has speed, but it's not the speed that gets him open. You can tell that him and Kyle Pitts definitely go to the same school as far as, how they train people to run routes, because he's going to do exactly what Kyle Pitts does to get open and to get that outside leverage. He's going to sink his hips, stutter, and accelerate. And then at that point, once he's accelerated, this is too much space. In the NFL, this is wide open. In college, this is wide open, but in the NFL, this is wide open. And he's just going to separate, catch that, easy touchdown. And then here, as we continue to flow through, this is him in the return game, showing that he does have that open space shiftiness. So you're going to see here, catch this, make a move, make a couple people miss. It just shows that, they trust him, in that open space. They think that he's their best guy to be able to do that. Anytime you have your number one wide receiver, because he's the number one wide receiver. Pitts was probably the number one option, but he was the number one wide receiver. Anytime you have that guy returning punts or kicks, that's because you really think a lot of them in open space. So that was just me showing that he does return kicks. So this next play right here is going to give Giants fans flashbacks. Every time we see someone do this, we always think of the same guy. But, every college receiver has a couple of plays like this. You're going to see number one, Kadarius Toney, in the slot here. And he's going to do what he really has the potential to do at the next level, too. So he's going to work his way up the field and turn it into a kind of a delayed slant. And once he creates that separation, no one touches him. So work his way. I mean, look at this. He's doing the what is this? The Dougie? He's doing the stanky leg or something. I mean, can somebody tell me what this corner is doing right here, or this safety that is trying to guard Kadarius in the slot? It's not going to work for him. He basically, let's watch this move right here, because this two-step that Kadarius Toney has is ridiculous. He's going to take that strong step outside. And at this point, he got crossed over. This is Allen Iverson at his best. This is Kyrie, Steph Curry, all of the greats at their best. And he's got inside leverage. The corner's back is turned to him, so this is wide open. And as a slot kind of possession receiver, who can also make those big plays, but he's still a possession kind of receiver too. Just to show you that he can be that every down kind of receiver. Watch him fight for these yards as he runs this out route here, which is a really underrated route in the NFL. Not a lot of quarterbacks can throw it because they end up, going back the other way. But he runs this out route. The ball is placed in the right direction by Kyle Trask. And at this point, he's got field to work with. He's going to make this guy miss with the spin. And, he turns this into a first down. It just shows you a couple of things he can do in the open field. So this is a quicker kind of film session, mostly because I don't think that the Giants are going to be in a position to take Kadarius Toney. I think even if they trade back, it'll be probably for Bateman. In the second round, Kadarius Toney will be long gone. So if the Giants were to acquire Kadarius Toney, it will probably be through trade back into the first round, which I don't think they'll do. Maybe it depends what they do in the first round. But probably won't be in a position, where the value is right for him to go to the Giants. But Kadarius Toney's a good player. He can be a starting slot day one. He can play on the outside, and he's got a lot of shiftiness to him. He's got a lot of open space quickness to him, and I'm excited to see what he does in the NFL. Like I said, my comp for him is probably, I see a little Sterling Shepard, a little bit of Randall Cobb. He's just so shifty. Such a great route runner. And you guys let me know what you think of him. So if you made it this deep into the video, I'm calling you a D6 Squad member. If you're a D6 Squad member, you got to hit that subscribe button. You got to turn on that notification bell. And listen, I make all kinds of content for NFL teams, so if you're not a Giants fan, don't worry. I'll cover your team. If I'm not covering your team, let me know, and have a good one.